Welcome to the Lori Davis Show, where it's all about the amazing lifestyle on our Treasure Coast. And here's your host and realtor for life, Lori Davis.
Hello, everyone. So glad you could be here today. We are taping a day after. I know for my Facebook Live people, you'll see it out there today on Friday. We had a little bit of weather come through. I think everybody knows that. By the time you hear this on the radio on Sunday, your yards will be all picked up. Everybody will be back to normal, and we'll just be enjoying this beautiful weather. We have all been thinking, obviously, about the people in Southwest Florida. Our prayers, and thoughts are with you. If you have any friends or family or anybody that you know down there, just send them a little note, send them a text that you're thinking of them. And, I'm just telling everybody, if you need something, let me know. Not everyone is affected. There are people that were safe and dry and whatever, but there's certainly a lot of people that have been affected. And I'm having flashbacks of 2004. When we had Charlie and Francis and Jean, and there was one more. It was crazy. But anyway, take good care. And like I said, check in with your friends and family if you know anybody there. Here in Vero Beach, you guys, the weather is amazing. It's amazing. It's going to be the same way on Sunday. Our highs are not even getting out of the 80s. It's so beautiful. We woke up this morning, it was 69 degrees. I worked a little bit from the house, and I opened the windows and the doors and just let the breeze go through. It's so nice. And generally that happens, I find, a lot. I've been here 22 years. When hurricanes come, they just take all the bad weather with them, and behind it is usually drier, nicer air. So do something fun, get out, take a walk. Go down to the beach. The beaches are now open as of Friday because they were closed on Wednesday and Thursday. Be careful. There was some erosion, so there'll be that cliff. But you can get down. It's one thing to get down. It's a whole other thing trying to get up if you don't have anybody help you. So just be careful. But the public beaches where there are lifeguards they're still there. So and they're back in business. We always like to thank Chef Scott Baricchio of Citrus Grill House for the beverage of the day. Today, because it's kind of summer's winding down, we know we're into autumn. It doesn't always feel like that in Vero Beach, but we have today a beautiful rosé. It's a Justin rosé. He's been bringing in a lot more Justin wines, so it's very, very good. And it's just a simple bottle. It says Justin. It's a Central Coast. Beautiful rosé. I definitely would take that to a picnic, something sitting outside and being able to enjoy it. Well, it'll still be warm here, so don't worry about it. You can only drink red wine because it's the wintertime. Not so much the case here in Vero Beach. Thank you, Chef Scott. Go by to Citrus Grill House and see Chef Scott at 1050 Easter Lily Lane. We love it up there. Beautiful, right on the ocean, right next to Humiston Park. They do lunch and dinners Monday to Saturday. And take somebody out there, especially with this weather being so nice, and sit outside and have lunch. The ocean is beautiful. The vistas are gorgeous. Staff is amazing, and the food is amazing. If it isn't fresh, it's not going to be served. Today, I got to try something that he was doing when I went to pick up the beverage, and he had me try. He made homemade pasta, and then he made sachettis, which actually looks like a tortellini, anyway, a ravioli. And they were truffle ricotta, and in this beautiful broth. It was amazing. I can't tell you. It was like my lunch was amazing. It was so very good. So anyway, that would be today. If you see the show, you can go over. It'll be a special. I'm sure they're going to be gone by tonight because it's just a special that he made. But again, thank you so much, Chef Scott. And if you're going to go over there, tell him Lori Davis sent you. Tell him you saw it on my show. DSRE by the numbers. Real estate has slowed down. We all know that. We're back to a normal seasonal business model, which means the third quarter, which is summertime, tends to be a little bit slower. It has been. I've been doing this for 16 years. There's nothing unusual about what's going on right now. Inventory is creeping up. That's good. There are still buyers out there who want to buy, so get your property priced right. But it's definitely slower. But we anticipate fourth quarter coming back again, just like we always do with fall. It'll come back up and everybody will be there, and it's still going to be a wonderful year, so don't worry about that. Sold year to date, Dale Sorensen Real Estate has sold $684 million in real estate. That's just our brokerage alone. That's just Indian River County. that we have 20% of the market share, and that is a big number. Given the next closest brokerage has sold 275 million and is at 8.1% of the market share. So obviously we're dominating. Dale Sorensen Real Estate does a great job of that. I think it's because of our people, our staff, the marketing that we have that gets your product sold and marketed to people who are looking to buy. So that's a part of it. Right now, inventory as of August 2022, right, because the numbers were still in September, there was 1,501 residential properties for sale. I'm just doing residential. In 2021, there was 1,457, right? So we're creeping up a little bit versus last year. And then over 2020, there was 2,400. So you can see, I mean, if you were put that on a graph, it's definitely going down, and we've all known that. But more people are going to be putting their things on the market. I think a lot of people are holding back listing until October when people get back. And I've told some of my clients that I would advise they would do that, because you don't want to be on market too many days. It's going to take a couple months. That's what the new days on market is, about 2.5, almost 3 months now. So it's still a seller's market, but it's it's not going to fly off the shelves like it did before. Today, one of my favorite topics, everybody knows I'm in love with the Indian River Lagoon. It is what makes our community so beautiful. So many people, fish and kayak and boating and just all sorts of things, even just enjoying the beauty of it. And what we've got today is the executive director of the Indian River Land Trust, and he's been there since 2004. Let's welcome Ken Gruden to the show.
Thank you.
Good to see you,
Lori.
Good to see you too. Good to see you too. So we're here to talk about an addendum on the ballot for November. Now, the county, Indian River County, is looking to raise $50 million to acquire and preserve environmentally significant lands to restore the Indian River Lagoon, protect water resources, natural areas, wildlife habitat, drinking water, and construct public access improvements to related areas. Tell us a little bit about this bond and what you know about it and why it's so important.
It is. It's very important. And the Land Trust is part of a wider effort amongst a number of groups in the county that have been promoting the idea of having another bond referendum. When the 104 passed by 67% of the public. And that was right during the time of those two hurricanes.
It was, yeah.
And so those funds were spent and some important lands were acquired, and those bonds were paid off 2 years ago, actually a little bit more than a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And our group felt that it was important that the county continue the important work it's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
We still have a wide variety of important wildlife areas out west of town. We have important areas along our watershed areas like the St. Sebastian River, along the Indian River Lagoon directly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important that we protect the wildlife corridors and we make sure that our drinking water is always cared for and preserved. And so for the average value home of what they say is about $300,000, you're looking at $44 a year in additional taxes.
That's the number now.
Correct. Over the period of the bond for the $50 million.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what, $3.60 a month to make sure that our great-great-grandchildren will always be able to enjoy this county like we do. And as you know, we've got a lot of what other parts of Florida have lost from development. You look at South Florida, nothing against it, but it's much, much more developed, and people like what we have here, and I think they'll want to keep it.
Yeah, that's why they come here, because of what we've done and the way we're trying to preserve. It's a way of life, but it's also areas protected. I think that's what's really super important is we have to continue to protect these areas, and the only way to protect them is to purchase them, right?
Exactly.
To keep them out of developers' hands. Not that there's anything wrong with developers. We have a lot of builders in town that do a great job.
Absolutely.
And we need that. We need more houses so that people can come and enjoy it.
It's about a balance. And so, I mean, $50 million isn't going to take up all the land in this county, as
No,
you know.
no, it's not.
But
No, it's not.
it's going to pick up some other very key parcels, important wildlife corridors, and important water recharge areas.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but in the past 6 months, there's actually been official sightings of Florida panther and black bear in our county.
Wow.
And you always think of the more interior counties having those species, those iconic species, but
Right.
they're here, and we need to protect their corridors.
Well, we had behind our house literally a bobcat go walking through our backyard. Now, and this guy, it was not as big as a dog. I'm saying this
They
is
have
not.
very long
This is
legs,
not.
don't they?
They do, and this was not a little cat. I mean, this was a big cat, and I was like, Jim, oh my God, look at that! And he just, of course, yeah, I didn't see any bunnies for a while. They were all hiding, but thank God. But yeah, so I mean, the bobcat, they're out there, and I think that happens too with people doing construction and things like that around the island. So we need, when we get this information out, this bond, again, I think it's really important to reiterate that it's $44 a year for how many years? Would it be 20 years of payment of $44 per household, or does it pay off before that?
It just depends. I mean, what they probably actually will do is borrow half that money initially.
Okay.
So then actually that will only be, half that for a number of years.
Okay.
And then they'll probably borrow the second half a little bit further down the road. So
Yeah.
it's not an automatic all, $44, but it is technically a 20-year bond.
Right.
So.
And so just in case people don't know, a bond, okay, and this is a general obligation bond. They call them GOs, and it's a municipal bond. It's basically an IOU, right, to those who purchase it, and it's paid back over time with interest. So they get the bond, they issue. Now it's a municipal bond, and it's a way for state and local governments to raise money for projects that don't necessarily generate revenue. Okay, so that's why you do a bond. You need to be able to go out and borrow the money. And I don't know, I couldn't find out before the show what our rating is, but municipalities that issue these bonds, they get ratings for how well they do and how well they pay back. And some people default, but we haven't. We do a very good job. And I think that our bonds would probably, it's kind of interesting when I was looking up, everything was about buying these bonds, not like, why is it a good thing? I mean,
exactly. That's what I'm here to talk about.
Right, exactly.
Why it's important.
Yes, exactly.
It really is. I mean, I think everyone appreciates what we have here.
Absolutely.
And I suspect if people know about this, they'll vote for bonds because that's what we have here and that's what we want to keep.
Yeah, we definitely need to get the word out. So, okay, so now we have this bond, we have this money, right? We have X amount of funds. So who gets involved in determining which parcels or what is where the focus is?
Good question, Lori.
Thank you.
The county has a guide they call the Environmental Lands Program Guide, and they actually revamped it from 2004, brought it before the county commission last week, and got an initial sort of approval of a draft version of that guide. And they're going to have a committee. They're going to have some kind of guidance committee of citizens to review projects, look at the criteria. But the staff, by and large, is really taking applications in from landowners, looking at the information that they're asking for, ranking them into different groups, and then bringing them to this advisory committee to kind of look at it and talk about the properties and their importance relative to their goals for the program and to other properties. And essentially fine-tune the ranking, and then the county goes out and negotiates and purchases those properties.
Right.
So that process probably won't begin, assuming the bond gets passed in November, until late spring or summer by the time they issue the bonds and get the whole program in place and appoint the committee members and that kind of thing. Right.
And so are you familiar with the committee? I mean, someone like you, obviously the land trust might be involved, or have somebody on the board in the committee?
I'm familiar with the structure they're looking at. They're looking to have, I think, 7 or 9 members of a committee. They'll be appointed by individual county commissioners, and then there'll be some at-large members that are appointed or voted on collectively by the commission. And our group has sort of said it's important that the people that are on this committee are familiar with environmental issues and understand the importance of the wildlife and the water recharge areas and are familiar with it. So I think it'll be a committee primarily made up of individuals that are familiar with the county, they have to live in the county, and that understand how these programs work.
Right.
Whether it's the land trust or me is kind of irrelevant. It's more about getting these, outside group of people that are familiar.
Right. So in some of the information that you sent me prior to that I was going over, so there were 6 or 8 organizations that said, we kind of support this to get it on the ballot. So that's how it ended up, right? Okay, so we needed that. So that's a good group of people, and you got Orca in there, and you got, the neighborhood association. You got some good people that are supporting it. Can you tell me why do you think somebody wouldn't? What's the downside to this? Can you think of one?
I don't really think there is, because they wouldn't, because they probably don't know enough about it.
Right.
I think once you understand what it's about and you look at the value you're getting in terms of the wildlife habitat, I don't see any downside, to be honest. And by the way, Dale Sorensen also endorses the referendum.
Yes, he does. Yeah, they do. We do. We stay pretty quiet about that kind of stuff, but obviously anybody who's doing any kind of business in this town, especially real estate, that's why I always talk about the lagoon and the land and preserving, so maintaining the health of whether it's the lagoon or our water drinking, the water that we drink, the land. I'm curious about the land real quick. And again, I'm just curious, would landowners come to you and say, hey, I have this parcel, it might be good for you guys. Would you consider it, or do you have to go out and find them? I mean,
well, first off, it isn't necessarily the land trust that's doing that. It's
no, I don't mean the land trust. I'm saying the county. I'm saying
yes. I think either way. I think sometimes landowners might reach out to the county and say, how do I do this?
Yeah.
They might reach out to the land trust and say, can you help us submit an application? Okay. Land trust gets nothing from these funds. Yeah. So if anything, we're spending time and resources to help landowners with great properties to submit an application.
Right.
But in some cases, they may just know how to do it and put it right in there.
Yeah. Because I was just curious if somebody had a piece of land and they thought, I don't want, some developer to come in and build a bunch of houses on this. I'd like to put it in, a safe spot.
Right. And another tool that can be used is a conservation easement, which I think we've talked about before.
Yeah.
So the county actually would be able to purchase a conservation easement.
Oh, good.
So landowners, ranch owners, or others who have large parcels or properties don't have to actually sell their land outright.
Right.
It's just protected.
It's protected. Yeah. Right. They still own it, but they can't build on it. Right. Okay. Listen, guys, we need to go take a break. We need some commercials here. We'll come back, do a couple houses, and wrap it up with Ken Gruden's and talking about the bond. See you in a minute.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
Revive Vero Beach, located next to Anytime Fitness on Oslo Road and 27th Avenue, has everything you need to look and feel your best, including hormone replacement therapy, stem cell therapy, sexual wellness, weight loss, laser aesthetics, hair, tattoo, and skin spot removal, Botox and fillers, cryotherapy, comprehensive blood work, and everybody's favorite, ozone and IV therapy. Refresh, renew, and revitalize yourself at Revive today. Call 772-492-6607. A member of the iTex trading community. Your iTex dollars are welcome.
Is owning a home your goal? With the rising cost of rent, you could be saving a lot of money by owning your own home. At Caliber Home Loans, we can help make home ownership a reality. Meet with us for a free consultation and get on the right path to buy the home of your dreams. For Caliber, home loans is all we do. We use local appraisers and offer a variety of loan options to fit your lifestyle and budget. Call us today, 844-GO-CALIBER, license number CHL 15622, CaliberHomeLoansTreasureCoast.com.
I love love that I can sit in my car and wait for my appointment to renew my driver's license. No more lines, no hassle. Hey, I made my appointment online and it's going to alert me when it's my turn. Gotta go.
Hello, I'm Carol Jean Jordan, your tax collector here in Indian River County. To help you get in and out faster, we are introducing our new customer service system. Here, you can make appointments, check in remotely, or choose to wait in your car or in our lobbies. You can access this system through our website, irctax.com, and we look forward to seeing you.
Hey, welcome back. We've got a couple of houses here, Dale Sorensen Real Estate. Our first one we have is in Orchard Park. This is a subdivision. It's at 58th Avenue and 1st Street Southwest. This house was built in 2021, so it's absolutely got everything new, up to code. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, over 2,400 square feet. Love this place. That's listed for $499,000. That is a great house at a great price, and I love that neighborhood over there. The next one we have is in Sebastian. It's on Concha Drive. I picked this one because my dad and mom, when they first came to South Florida, or came to the Vero Beach area, to Indian River County, they lived in Sebastian. This is right around the corner from where they lived. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, concrete block. We love it. It's actually on a canal. These canals they have seawalls. You don't really get to take a boat up and down them, but it's always nice to be able to look at the water when you're sitting in your home, looking from your patio. This one's $379,000. Great house, great neighborhood. If you guys are interested in buying or selling real estate, you know what to do. Call me, Lori Davis, at 772-538-1828, and I will be your realtor for life. All right, let's get back to Ken. Ken, we've got this bond referendum that's coming up to acquire lands and protect. So this bond, tell people where they can go if they want to get more information on that.
www.ircforever.com. That's the website for the bond referendum.
That's very good, because people, I think, again, we need to educate ourselves so we know. It was the last thing in my precinct. It was the last thing I voted on when I looked at my sample ballot. So look all the way. Don't run away after you've done all the people. There's other things you gotta vote for. We're voting on November 8th, and then early voting starts October 24th. So you can go and vote ahead of time, so you don't have to wait till that day. It gets a little busy sometimes. Mail-in ballots, as we understand, have gone out maybe this week.
Today or yesterday, I believe. Okay.
Yeah, so that's good. Now, the thing that we're most concerned about, and the reason why we really support the bond, and as you said, Dale Sorensen Real Estate, it does. Our environment here in Vero Beach is so much a part of why. That's what I say in the show. It's not about condos and homes. It's about lifestyle. And this, preserving these lands, and we have a huge county. I mean, there's a lot of land out west. There's things that we need to get over there, protect as well, right? I mean, it's not just about the lagoon. And I know the Land Trust, you guys go all over the county, right? But I know you do like to take care of the lagoon, and we love that for you. But surely you guys will be in there talking to people and helping them out if they want more information.
Yeah, the county and the Land Trust are completely separate entities.
They are, yeah.
The county's done a great job over the 2 first bonds, which the Land Trust promoted, and then the Land Trust picked up where the county left off in 2009, and now it's a chance for the county to pick back up where they left off and continue that work.
That's great. That's great. Well, we are so excited. We can't wait. Guys, remember, we're going to vote on November 8th, so that's the election day. Everybody needs to go out and vote. You got to vote for, there's a lot of things you have to vote for, but this referendum is one, and it's, again, preserving environmentally significant lands. It's restoring the Indian River Lagoon, protecting water resources, wildlife habitats, drinking water. Again, this is your county. This is us taking care of our land, taking care of our county. And I think that it's time. And I think that $44, I think we can do a lot with it. So thank you so much for coming to the show, Ken. Thank you always. We love having you on the show. Thanks so much, guys. We're glad that you're here. We want you to stay safe. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you right back here next week. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.